having our Galing Foundation Incorporated Board meeting. And we're so happy to have Miss Jocelyn Robles. She's the GFI Mindanao Outreach Coordinator, and we have with us our... Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Rolen. I am a member or consultant of the Board of Directors of Galing Foundation.
And I'm Blackburn. I am the program coordinator here in Georgia.
And Ms. Anna and Jane will be asking questions directly to Ms. Robles on the impact of the Galing Foundation outreach, especially for the first cycle of outreach. And now we are entering the second cycle, 5-year cycle of the library development program aspect. You have any questions, please?
Miss Jocelyn, this is directly for the Mindanao outreach. On specific child and teacher whose life has been impacted by the books or accessibility to books and reading centers.
Okay, thank you for the very good questions. As to the students, we have Jubern Matimban Uyaga, who was a graduate of Landa National High School, one of our recipients. He is a consistent honors student, and he is very blessed by accessing and having access to world-class books and reading materials. He was able to graduate with flying colors in his high schools. And right now, he is one of the recipients of the Philippine Youth Leadership, and he is currently attending trainings and tour in Northern Illinois University.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, thank you. For the teachers, we have Ma'am Nemfama Kabinta. She is the principal in Landa National High School. As I experienced, we have a lot of books delivered in the school, and as a result of that, she lobbied for a school library for that particular school, and the Department of Education granted her request. And now they have established the London National High School Library, which is very accessible. All the books coming from GFI was organized in that library, and they use the Dewey Decimal System of the library. So the students can access those books and reading materials and the school supplies that the Galing Foundation shipped to the Philippines, specifically in Mindanao and in London National High School.
So what challenges do you expect that lies ahead of the community?
There are a lot of challenges that, every now and then there's an innovation. And for the Landa National High School, the challenge is to sustain the library because it's already established, and the sustainability of it, and they need not books anymore because they have a lot of it, but they more on looking for some science apparatus or laboratories apparatus, so that will be used by the students. Okay, one of our science teacher in Landa National High School says that this is the first time she ever saw the kind of books. She's been to a private school, but she experienced that this book in Landa National High School is a world-class type of books with a class of paper and the materials that being used. And the students are fascinated, and they are getting interested on going to the library because that school is very far from the municipality, but they have that kind of facility, especially the books and the reading materials and the supplies that being shipped by the GFI.
For the audience, or for people who don't know the setup in GFI Mindanao, can you briefly explain the setup, as in when you were talking about the accessibility of libraries and schools? And you might want to kind of explain how difficult it is for students and teachers, or especially for students, to get to their schools. Like a year or so ago, you were telling us about how the students walk to schools, and how difficult it was for them to stay in school the whole day because of the poverty and all that. Can you kind of briefly explain to our audience how the setup is in GFI Mindanao, so they can have a comprehension of how the impact of what little GFI is doing for the students in Mindanao, and how it's to stay in school.
Yeah, because in Mindanao, we have 2 schools in 1 public libraries that being a recipient of our Galing Foundation Incorporated. We have the Malibu Elementary School, wherein it's a primary, before it's a primary school and now it's an elementary school, wherein the student, the teacher in charge, Ma'am Fabulari, would love to encourage the student to stay in the school. They stay in the reading center and not to go home, because if they will go home in the afternoon, they will not go back again for the afternoon class, because you know their home, their respective home is very far from the school, so they are being encouraged to after lunch to stay in the reading center to have a glimpse of those books, and especially those toys that the GFI sent, because there are blocks, you know, even though they are in grade schools, but that is their first time to encounter blocks, colored paper, crayons, beautiful crayons, those big crayons, those musical instruments. They were able to recognize it. So what the teacher is doing right now is to promote the value of reading, the value of the book that being shipped by the GFI to Mindanao. And in the high school, they have a program right now of a school dorm, so that those students coming from different cities or different very far communities, they will stay in the dorm, so that they have enough time to read or to scroll the music facilities or the science laboratories and other reading materials that are provided in the library. So I am confident right now that the situation is a little bit different from what they have in the past. So much better, because through those books, through those materials, they are encouraged to see what's the future looks like big. Okay? So I am
very